What's up, horror movie family? I'm here back almost at the beginning of another term. I can't believe that this summer has gone by. It feels like we were just in class together. Oh my gosh, like last week or something. Anyway, talk about a couple of movies that I've seen that I think you might dig. First one available on Shudder. The other one you could probably rent at Redbox or rent it for maybe a. I don't think it's first run anymore, but it's probably fairly expensive, more than just a rental. Called The Hunt. I'll start with The Hunt first because it's a really weird movie and it's sort of a horror comedy, and I'm not really a fan of horror comedy movies. This one though is smarter and less silly than probably at first glance it might appear. The whole premise is what to say without giving away. The premise is sort of a Hunger Games type of scenario, where there are a group of people that are being hunted by another group of people, and it's very much a political allegory. It's very much about Trumpists versus non-Trumpists or whatever. And if that sounds awful, I can totally understand that, but it is not awful. I enjoyed it to a point. After a while, kind of towards the end, it started to get a little bit tedious, and I kind of wanted to fast forward through the end. But there's just so much that you can take of being clever in that way, and especially right now, the fact that politics as a blood sport is an apt allegory feels uneasy to me because of all the shit that's happening right now. And so it became difficult to laugh at in some places. It's smart. Damien Lindelof is involved. I mean, you got some smart people that are working on this project, and it's clear that they're doing it with a great deal of compassion and thoughtfulness and self-reflexivity, all of that stuff. But right now, watching it in the wake of everything that's happened over the summer politically and the shit that's happening now, maybe I'm just an unfunny liberal hack or whatever, but I just couldn't really get into it at the end. Anyway, it's worth seeing. Surely one of these streaming sites are going to pick it up and start showing it. So I wouldn't say like, oh my God, you got to run out right now and watch this movie. The scare factor is pretty low, other than the fact that people are getting killed in really ridiculous ways. And it's like, the most dangerous game or whatever. There's a good term by Hilary Swank, which I always appreciate seeing her back in the mix. The acting is actually quite strong, and some of the parts are really funny. And you laugh at yourself and the way that you're perceived politically in places. But like I said, it's not that funny of a joke. The other movie I want to tell you about is Host. It's on Shudder, which if you're not subscribing to Shudder at this point, what are you doing with your life? And it came out last week. It is the first post-coronavirus movie I think I have seen, a movie that references coronavirus that was filmed during COVID-19. And not only that's a horror movie, and it's fucking great. It's 56 minutes. It couldn't have been any longer. If it was any longer, it would have been pretty bad. It all takes place on Zoom. Brilliant. It's really clever without getting too clever for its own. It never gets too big for its britches. It knows what it's doing. The premise is that some friends are having this, Zoom meeting to catch up because they can't see each other in person, and they've decided that they're going to do a Zoom seance, which is fucking ludicrous. It makes no sense. And fortunately, the movie knows that that's ludicrous and makes no sense, and really has a good time with that. And then the rest of the movie is sort of like Paranormal Activity meets Blair Witch Project meets, whatever, Exorcist, or, things with demons. I'm not going to give too much away. Although, what's to give away? It really turns into sort of a haunted house movie at the end. And I don't mean haunted house as in there's a house that's haunted, but like, when you go to a haunted house and you go into different rooms and the different rooms have different scares, and that kind of turns out to be what it is at the end. And actually, at the end, it really sort of does fall apart, and you're just like, oh my God, in this. But fortunately, they do. And it scared the shit out of me in a couple places. I watched it with Miranda, and we were clutching at each other, terrified in a couple of places. And what more can you ask for a horror movie? Not to mention the fact that it references the coronavirus and does so in a really kind of thoughtful and silly and fun way, and so you're able to laugh at that a bit. I think it's an English movie. I'm not 100% sure. I do know that it just came out and it's on Shudder. Highly recommend Host picking up Shudder. Shudder's like a $5.99 a month subscription fee. I think you can get it as an add-on on Prime or Hulu. So worth it. I promise Shudder has not paid me to say anything about their service, and I'm not out here. I don't make money from Shudder. In fact, they take my money. But it's one of the best decisions I think I've made just as a consumer of visual content. And if you love horror, which, why are you watching this? If you don't, you're going to love Shudder. So check that out. So that's The Hunt, which is sort of and then Host, which is like, and then not to be confused with The Host, which I think is a Korean monster movie. I'll have to look that up, which I haven't seen because I'm not huge on monster movies. I think it's just called Host. And is on Shudder right now. Anyway, miss you guys. I hope you had a great summer. I'm, interested in what you're doing this semester. Hang in there. Be safe. Send me a note. I'd love to catch up with you guys and stay scary. Love you guys. Bye.